you can get in a position. But she will get you going. Funny, Morgan Shanklin. She's a giggler. She's the one, when she messes up, she laughs at herself. And when somebody does something, she's the first one to go over and pat them up. Abby is the silent one out there. She just plays. She just plays. Now, she gets excited, but she's not the one that's going to go around and get in everybody's face and do that. They're all different, but they're all leaders. And so hopefully tonight, they'll put it all together. As you can see, there's Aaron and Sophie out there stretching. They're laughing. They're having a good time. Here comes Shanklin. There's a smile. That's what we want to see.
That's what you got to see. We'll step out. 9.5 minutes remaining here in the pregame. We'll return for one final segment before we tip it off here at the Health Center. You're listening to the Nichols Graphics Countdown to Tip-Off right here on C98, The Bull.
At People's Bank, our team of local, trust, and wealth management professionals can help you achieve your financial goals. We offer comprehensive services, including investment management.
If they can get the Red Devils in, or Devils, I guess. I'm old school Devils. But if they can get them in foul trouble to where they've got to either protect themselves to stay on the floor or they have to come off the floor, it'll be huge. We've got to get them in a position where they can't constantly put pressure on us and turn us over. Or if they do put pressure on us, we got to take it down and score it. And so both these teams are very capable of lighting the thing up early, and we'll see which team comes out ready to go.
Contrasting styles a little bit too. Lady Vikings will probably, as typical, have to play a little slower. They don't have quite the bench depth that maybe you would see out of the boys team. Last night they're just funneling guys in and out of the ball game. They got 68 shots up last night at Lincoln County. I don't think you're going to see that tonight. So you got to value the basketball, and you have to run your offense and get good shots. You can't come down and waste possession.
Yeah, really, right now, experience-wise and minute-wise, we're about 7 deep. Truly we are. I mean, Coach Kennedy can bring some girls in for spots, but really, realistically, that's about as deep as we go. So you're right, Brian. I noticed the other night, especially on the big floor, college-sized floor up at Parkersburg, we got winded. They pressured us. We had to expend a little more energy, and by the end of the first quarter, we did not have our legs under us.
Well, we'll see if we can do that here tonight. Free throw shooting, I think, probably could be the difference tonight, Jeff. Typically, this is a pretty good free throw shooting team. And again, that's with the changes. We saw some of that last night with the 5 personal fouls per quarter. You're shooting 2 free throws. There's no more 1-and-1 in high school basketball in West Virginia. Maybe an early trip to the free throw line and get some easy points. Maybe that will help get us going.
Yeah, and the jury's still out as far as I'm concerned about the change. I like it that you don't have to worry about, are we in a 1-on-1 or is it 2 shots? It's always 2 shots. 5 fouls. We thought last night the Vikings came out early on the boys' side at Lincoln County, and we got 4 quick fouls. But the 5th one didn't come till late in the quarter, so you just never know how the game's going to be played. These teams are a little less aggressive sometimes when they get that 3 or 4 foul. They don't want to put that team in the line, especially if they're leading. They don't want to put the opposition at the line with the clock stopped and let them get back in the game. So strategies have changed a bunch with this new rule, but I kind of like it, but I kind of don't, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I'm not sold on it yet. I'm of the school of you're going to make a rule change, you put a 30-second shot clock into this thing. If you want to speed the game up, shorten possessions with a shot clock.
I'm sorry. I was listening to Shanklin. She's always on go, man. That girl is always on go.
My rule change, Jeff, shot clock. That's what I would like to see.
I would
to see
love
a 30-second
that in high school basketball.
Clock.
They say, well, teams are going to get blown out. Good teams, they're going to anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, but at least you're going to get an extra opportunity. In a close game, they just can't run the 4 corners on you and hold the ball. You're going to get an opportunity, and it makes teams play each other. I'm all for it.
2 minutes remaining here as Jeff and I continue to talk our heads off here as we got started quite a bit earlier than we anticipated. And I'm sure you're sick of listening to us jibber jabber and like for this thing to start. So we're getting closer and closer to the beginning of tonight's game. And it feels to me like a good crowd here tonight as fans still kind of funneling in. Ravenswood always has a good showing, brings a lot of players to town, or a lot of fans to town. And I think this might be the night that could jumpstart the Lady Vikings for the rest of the year.
Ravenswood's fans were here early. Junior varsity game, they were already filling up their side. Now the Vikings fans have shown up on the other side and spilled over behind the Viking bench. So good crowd here tonight at the Health Center. Cross-county rivalry game. Big night here in Ripley.
We'll step out. When we return, we'll tip it off here from the Health Center. Lady Vikings host Lady Red Devils from Ravenswood. You've been listening to the Nichols Graphics Countdown to Tip Off on C98 The Bull.
And you would please stand or remove your hats for the playoff national anthem.
Number 1, Emily Ratchford. Number 2, Macy Mosser. Number 3, Hadley Magoski. Number 4, Brooklyn Adams. And number 12, Riley Street. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for your Lady Vikings, number 4, Hannah Morrison. Number 1, Morgan Shanklin. Number 15, Aaron Ryan. Number 12, Abby Eastman. And number 33, Sophie Nichols.
Lineups are set. Lady Vikings in their white home uniform, blue trim, now with some pink trim, a new touch to this year's uniform. Lady Devils in their black road uniforms, red lettering, red numerals, trimmed in white. Finally ready for some basketball. Jeff, I feel like you and I have been talking for roughly 3.5 hours. Now it's finally time to play as they'll line it up at center court. Brooklyn Adams will jump it up for the Lady Devils. And Abby Eastman will square off toe-to-toe with her.
Vikings in a defensive tip position.
Lady Vikings. Tip is controlled by the Lady Devils, and it'll be Magoski across the timeline, passing off to Street. Actually, Brooklyn Adams, I believe. That's a different number than what we had earlier, and drives it into the paint, and she's going to be fouled.
And again, on-ball defense is critical here tonight. I think she's wearing 10 instead of 1.
Ratchford?
Yes, so we had that one, and we had Street. They had us 12. She's 13 out there tonight. So we'll get it straightened out, make sure everybody gets credit for everything they do.
Ratchford makes the first free throw, 1-0 Lady Devils, as the foul was on Abby Eastman.
Yeah, she used that little hesitation dribble, got in the lane. Abby came over to try to help and was called for the foul.
Ratchford buries both. It's 2-0.
Here
Court
comes
pressure. Macy Mosser out on top of that full court diamond. Is that a diamond press they're running here?
Yeah, and that's not a lot of pressure. You just got to be patient.
Just trying to slow you down a little bit and get you out of your rhythm.
Ravenswood in a man-to-man.
Nichols off to Eastman between the circles. Left wing, she goes to Morrison. Now right of the circle, Aaron Ryan fires a three off the back of the iron. Sophie rebounds it, lays it back up and in.
Good job by Sophie following. Aaron got a great look there from the three-point line. Couldn't get it to fall, but Sophie there to clean it up.
Lady Vikings will go full court, man-to-man. Cross court to Magoski. She'll drive it, left-hand dribble, picks up her dribble, back out to Ratchford between the circles. She surveys the scene between the legs dribble. Gets to the free throw line. Mosser, corner three, too strong. Rebounded by Shanklin.
Good job there. The Vikings didn't close out on her. We're fortunate she missed the shot, but
Aaron Ryan in transition and one. That's what you got to see out of that senior. She takes it right to the basket, gets fouled, and finds her way to the free throw line.
And Brian, that is what we haven't been doing, aggressively off the miss, come up the floor, take it until they stop you. Aaron was able to get her feet in the paint and lay it in.
Three-point play the old-fashioned way as she makes the free throw. It's 5-2. 5 unanswered here out of the Lady Vikings. That foul was on Brooklyn Adams, her first, team's first. Ratchford across the timeline again. Top circle, man-to-man defense out of Lady Vikings. She goes to Magoski, left of the circle, behind the back dribble, now penetrates, throws it out of bounds into the Lady Viking cheerleaders.
Great defense there. Aaron just stayed in front of her. Didn't let her penetrate. She picked up her dribble. She didn't shoot it. She, I don't know really what she was trying to do there. It could have been a pass attempt, but it goes out of bounds, and the Lady Vikings have it.
1-2-2 pressure here, full court. Across the timeline comes Sophie, off to Ryan, back to Nichols, back to Ryan, and they'll reset the offense as they peek over to head coach John Kennedy. 6:05 to go here in the first.
That door's wide open.
Sophie, nice spin move, right-hand shot, short, rebounded by Mosser.
Got to collect herself, take that thing strong to the hole. They're going to have to foul her or let her score.
Mosser back to Ratchford, right wing, between the legs dribble. She'll drive it baseline against Shanklin, floater, up and in.
She's the player. We knew that. She's got that little hesitation dribble.
Strong finish. She absorbed the contact as well, Jeff. That was an impressive finish there by Ratchford. 5-4 the score. Lady Vikings lead it by a point. 5.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Morrison off to Nichols. Now to Shanklin, left wing, back to Nichols between the circles. She'll go to work on Magoski. Ball tipped out into the hands of Ryan. She drives it in. Scoop shot won't go. Abby keeps it alive. Morrison has it, and she travels.
Just got to be patient when you got it. Just dribble it out of there. And she picked up the ball and got a little excited that you had Sophie and Aaron trying to clear themselves so she could see them. But turnover by the Lady Vikings.
Across the timeline, Magoski right wing, guarded by Shanklin. Step back three, got it.
She's a player.
Fantastic move, great shot. Ravenswood back on top by a deuce. 7-5 here in the early going. Just under 5 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Lady Vikings slowly into the front court. Far sideline, Morrison off to Nichols. Shanklin near side. Sophie, the circles to Eastman.
Brian, Sophie with a huge advantage height-wise could post up Magoski and probably get her in some foul trouble.
Would be good to get her off the floor, that's for sure. Nichols, that one may have been affected. Air balls that you don't see that often. Ravenswood quickly the other way. Ratchford throws it away. Break from the Lady Vikings.
Lady Vikings cold from the perimeter to start this one. Been able to get some penetration and get some good shots up.
Cross court they go with it as they try to get it across the timeline. They do. Up the near side, Aaron Ryan barking out signals.
Brian, that's a press that you can throw it over the top and just
cut.
really get a layup every time because they got all 5 players outside the three-point line.
Sophie gets a lay-in. She has 4 points now as they put Morgan Shanklin at the high post. got her the basketball, and she just delivered a beautiful pass as Magoski misses the three. Sophie clears it. Here come the Lady Vikings quickly the other way. Cross court to Shankland. She'll shoot a long two.
Got it. Never hesitated. And the Vikings take the lead, 9-7.
4-0 run here to grab the lead back by a deuce. 3:30 to go, first quarter. Ratchford off the street. Now back to Magoski. Magoski looking for room. Morrison guarding her. She gets a screen. Shankland, good defense. That ball's saved. Here come the Lady Vikings the other way. It'll be Sophie. Three in transition, buries it. 12-7, Lady Vikings lead it.
That's the way you play the game. You come down, they pull up and fire it.
Here's Ratchford, drives to the basket, and there's some confusion as to whether that was a 2 or a 3. Foul on this end was on Brooklyn Adams. That's her second.
Foul shots this time by Ratchford.
So it is a 3. Ravenswood fans behind us would disagree. So they are going to change it back to a 2. And that makes the Ravenswood fans happy.
Okay, now back to the basketball, 11-7. We have 2:57 left in the first period. Lady Vikings lead.
Ratchford at the line. This is the first. So out of the ball game will come Magoski. 33 in. We'll have to get her name. We're not given that one before the game began. Ratchford misses both. Sophie with the rebound. I don't know why it's so hard to get the correct roster, Jeff. Shouldn't be that difficult. Here's Morrison. Shot no good. Shanklin. Shot up and in.
And there's Morgan Shanklin sneaking in there, getting the offensive board and the putback.
13-7. Lady Vikings on top. There's Ratchford. Crossover into the paint. Floater.
Sophie takes a hit.
Maybe a fortunate call as Sophie was camped under that basket a little bit. Lady Vikings may have got a break there.
And 2:28 to go. Lady Vikings 13-7 lead. Playing pretty efficiently here tonight in the first period of play.
So turnover as Magoski back into the ball game. Lady Vikings moving the ball around the perimeter. Trying to find an open shot. Here's Morrison with it. Back to Nichols, right wing. Long three. Got it. Rattles it in. She has 9. 16-7. Lady Vikings lead it.
Didn't hesitate.
Magoski.
Good help by Abby.
Shot blocked by Abby Eastman. Rebounded by Morrison. From the Lady Vikes. Sophie filling it. Drives to the basket. Floater baseline. Got it. She has 11.
Ravenswood's going to have a TO, baby.
Sophie Nichols, 11 of the Lady Vikings, 18. Here in the first quarter, full timeout. We'll take 1-2. Nichols Graphics bringing you this ball game tonight. We'll be back. More Lady Viking hoops after this on C98 The Bull.
Stepped in there and made a shot, got a rebound and a putback. Abby's in there fighting. on both ends, getting a good block, starting the early offense. So right now we're clicking.
Ratchford blocks it into the front court. 90 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Defense has really picked up here for the Lady Vikings. Ratchford floater, no good. Ryan tracks down the rebound. Come the Lady Vikings back the other way, looking for more. Sophie in transition. All the way to the basket. She's triple teamed. Back out to Ryan.
Good pass.
Head and shoulders fake into the paint. Floater. Good.
That's the Lady Vikings we're used to seeing, sharing the basketball. And Ryan makes a great move to the hoop and finishes it.
Driving with purpose. 1 minute to go here in the quarter. Nice cut and lay-in by Brooklyn Adams. Beautiful pass from Macy Mosser to stem the tide. 20-9 now. Lady Vikings lead it.
Brian, we talked about it last night. You can't let them cut clean across your face. It's just too easy when you get that position. All you can do is foul them, and that's what happened there.
40 seconds, clock turning. Deep three, Sophie. Got it! Sophie Nichols. Yes, sir. 23-9 with 30 seconds to go. She has 14 in the quarter. Here's Adams. Ball tipped loose. Knocked out of bounds by Adams. Fortunate call there for the Vikings, but a good hustle by Shanklin.
Got to have it. Erin needs she had a blowout. She got to tie her shoe up before she inbounds it. Sophie's going to take a little break here with 24 seconds to go.
Kendall Butler will check into the ball game. 24.4 to go. Lady Vikings have the ball.
Got to take care of it.
Aaron Ryan now will trigger it into Morrison. They can hold for the final shot if they so choose. 18 seconds. Ryan across the timeline, works against Mosser. Looking for a screen from Eastman. 10 seconds.
Brian, this is eerily like last year.
25-8 last year. 3 seconds. They got to hurry. Morrison, 2 seconds. Ryan, 1 second. Deep three from the volleyball line. Just misses it. Out of sorts on that final possession. But a 23-9 first quarter for the Lady Vikings to grab a big lead here, as you said. Very similar to last year. We'll step out, see if we can continue that trend here in the second. Lady Vikings, more basketball with the Nichols Graphics lead sponsor tonight on C98, The Bull. Center, the campus of Ripley High School, and a really hot shooting final few minutes of the quarter there for the Lady Vikings. Pretty impressive start to finish to the first quarter rather, 23-9. It was 25-8 last year, so as you mentioned, similar in scoring as far as that's concerned. Lady Vikings looking for more. Ryan penetrates. Nice pass to Sophie. A little mid-range jumper, no good. Easiest look she's had all night. Rebounded out of there by the Lady Devils. And then Magoski buries a three from the left wing.
Ravenswood's getting out of that press now. Vikings are getting some pretty easy shots. Had a good shot down there, just didn't finish it. And then Magoski runs out there and we've got to find her.
7:13 to go here in the half, 23-12. Here's Eastman with it at the elbow. Back to Nichols, deep three. You guessed it.
Playing match.
Buries it. 4 in a row. 17 points here in the first half.
When you get penetration into the paint, good things happen, and that's exactly a nice pass out of there by Abby.
2 feet in the paint. I've heard you say that several thousand times over our years doing this, and it never changes. Shot up no good.
Aaron tried to draw the charge on McGoski there, so upset she didn't get the call.
Eastman pulls down the board. 26-12. 6.5 minutes to go here first half. Nichols cross court to Shanklin. Back to Nichols between the circles. She'll drive it. Passes off to Eastman. Triple team. Loses the handle. Bats it out of there. Tracks it down. Back out top to Shanklin. Back to Ryan. Thought about a three, and now she'll reset.
Good job by Abby Eastman clearing that and just setting it right back up.
Abby still playing with that dotted eye. She took a pretty hard shot. Nice give and go. Eastman gets the lay in.
Sophie draws the defense. Abby made a great cut to the hoop. She found her and she laid it in.
Abby's showing some toughness, Jeff, as she talking about an injury to the eye here a few weeks ago out there playing. Mosser misses a three. Tracked down by the Lady Devils, and then McGoski hits a two, a long two from the left wing. 28-14. We'll trade threes for twos if Lady Vikings can continue the hot shooting from behind the arc. Sophie now left wing, Mosser guarding her. She gets a screen, passes off to Shanklin, layup, no good. Eastman rebounds it. Still a scrum for it. Shanklin comes out of there with it and then nearly throws it away, deflected out of bounds by McGoski.
Yeah, missed the bunny that time. A good pick and roll. The Lady Vikings have been executing that very well thus far tonight, that high-low, Brian, and got some easy shots off of it.
So Riley Street checks back in the ball game. 5:05 to go, 28-14 here in the first half. Ryan with it, right wing, puts the ball on the deck, spins into the paint. Thought she got away with the travel. The correct call, pivot foot. Got a little loose on her.
Yeah, we talked about it, Brian. No reason to press, no reason to force anything. We're getting what we want as long as we run our offense. We've been setting some really good high screens thus far tonight.
Mosser back out to Ratchford between the circles. Ratchford left-hand dribble. She's really good with that left hand, Jeff.
Blocked by Sophie.
Sophie blocks it, and Ryan comes out of there with it. Here's Sophie in the corner to Morrison. Morrison back to Sophie between the circles. Now Ryan left to the circle, and they'll reset it. 4:20 now. Clock turning first half. Lady Vikings looking to add to their 14-point lead. Eastman cross court to Ryan. She'll shoot the elbow jumper. Too strong. Ball loose. Ratchford tracks it down. 28-14 again. Ravenswood looking to get this thing under double digits as they approach halftime. It's always kind of the target when you get down by double figures. And
another block
by McGoski. Blocked. Second block of the night. Now Nichols, deep three, right wing. You got it. Wow.
Feeling it tonight, partner. We only shot about 1,000 of them a week this year.
I think she likes it when Mountaintop's here. She seems to have some
good ones do,
some
brother.
really good games.
Lady Vikings have showed up here tonight.
When the camera is on, Sophie Nichols is absolutely on fire again. Eastman steals it.
Here we go.
And the Lady Vikings back the other way, out ahead of everyone. It's Shanklin, lays it up and in.
And Coach Kennedy wants a timeout. Going to give these girls a little bit of a blow here as they have been up and down for the last couple minutes.
Full timeout. We'll take 1-2. Lady Vikings lead at 33-14. More Lady Viking hoops after this on C98 The Bull.
Are you craving to taste it?
but I tell you what, everybody tonight has stepped their game up on the offensive end, on the defensive end. Great movement. Didn't see that the other night. Hard screens. Didn't see that the other night. Not forcing anything. Didn't see that the other night.
Magoski deep three, too strong. Ryan pulls it down.
And there's the thing that Aaron Ryan has got to do, get those defensive boards.
Here's Sophie off the curl. Ball's loose. She turns it over. Mosser out of there with the steal. Ratchford quickly in transition. Nice pass off. Adams can't hang on to it, but it's deflected out of bounds by the Lady Vikings.
Aaron Ryan right there on the hustle place. Abby comes over. She's going to take a hit if they don't give that ball up, and Aaron comes in from behind and knocks it away.
33-14. Here's Ratchford off to Mosser. Mosser, nice pass on the block to Adams. Back out to Magoski. Sophie rips it out of there with the steal. Now Morrison with it. Back off to Nichols. 2:20 to go. Cross timeline up the far sideline. Aaron Ryan. Passes off to Morrison. Little weave here at the top of the key. Back to Ryan. Picks up her dribble. Shanklin, long two.
Got it. She's unconscious tonight. She's just catching and shooting just like pregame warm-ups.
Always having fun, Morgan Shanklin. She's got 8 here in the first half.
I just call her Miss Viking.
She is. That cannot be argued. That is a fact. Here's Magoski again looking for space. 3 from the top of the circle. No good. Sophie's clears it. Here she comes. In transition, ball popped loose. Stolen by Ratchford. Now there's a fight for it on the floor. Ball's loose. And Shanklin flies in there, can't come up with it, and it turns into Magoski a long two.
And usually when there's a scrum like that and the ball finally does come out.
That in no way resembled a basketball play, but it netted 2 points. It looked a little bit like rugby there for a few minutes. Both teams on the floor battling for it as we tick down near a minute remaining. Nichols, deep three, left wing. That one's off the mark. Morrison clears the rebound. She'll pass it back out to Ryan to reset it. Now Eastman back to Morrison. Shanklin near corner. It's Ryan back out top to Eastman.
A lot of movement.
And a offensive
They're going to call
foul.
a legal screen.
A moving screen.
Got to get Abby out of the game now. Can't afford for her to pick up a cheap one here with 46 seconds to go, and we do just that.
And that will be
Butler.
Jilly Butler in the ball game. 46 seconds. 35-16 your score. Ratchford, hesitation dribble. She goes in the corner to Street. Shot no good. Magoski right on the spot, rebound it and lay it in.
No block out that time on Magoski, and she's very aggressive out there, Brunch. Good player.
She now in double figures. 20 seconds remaining here in the half.
Little delay game being run by the Vikings.
Back out to Ryan. Ryan fakes the handoff, takes it all the way to the basket, and lays it up.
Had the Michael Jordan look when you came out of there.
7 for Aaron Ryan. 37-18. Here's Ratchford behind the back. Nifty with the basketball. Spins into the paint. Mosser, long two. Banks it in. So a little momentum for the Lady Devils as they go to the break. 37-20, your score here at the half. We'll return with the Nichols Graphics halftime report right after this on C98, The Bull. first half for the Lady Vikings. That's more what they're accustomed to. They had some inflated numbers in the 30s in that first game, and then they had several last outing against Parkersburg. Cleaned that up here tonight.
Yeah, they sure have. I mean, that it's a new role for them, right? Yeah, you know, they've had some turnovers, like you said, 20 plus, which is not typical. And usually it's, you know, pressing, trying to do too much, trying to go too fast, you know, multiple things. We've all been there and we've done that. And, you know, it's hard. It's easy for me to see it over here, you to see it over here and say, well, somebody was open, you know, if they just looked opposite diagonal. Well, it's a little different when you're being pressured out there, and they're learning. If you notice, they spaced themselves a whole lot better there in the first half. They looked opposite. They were patient. If it wasn't there, they looked ahead. And I think if they continue to look ahead, if Ravenswood does go back to that press, they'll be able to throw it over the top, and Abby Easton will have a layup drill.
Look at the shooting tonight, 16 of 26, 62% from the floor for the Lady Vikings. Conversely, a decent night for the Lady Devils. They're 8 of 19, 42%, but they have 7 less shot attempts. And you look at getting more possessions, being efficient. You have 7 more shot attempts than your opponent, and you're shooting 62% from the floor. You're probably going to win a lot of games.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right, Brian. And, you know, don't count these Devils out. They have some firepower out there, and if we don't get out on Magoski, she'll start knocking down some shots. You saw the bank shot in there by Mosser in the first half. She is kind of the missing piece right now. If they can get some more out of her, because she's a good player.
Yep.
And she's strong out there on the floor. She doesn't make a whole lot of...
She's their version of Morgan Shanklin.
That's exactly right. You know, if she steps up and starts getting some things done, the Lady Vikes are going to have to be come out here and be on their game. So we'll see here in about 3.5 minutes.
Ratchford as well. She looks like she's grown a little bit, Jeff. She's a little bit taller this year than I remember her, and she's still very clean with that dribble. She has a very tight dribble. It allows her to get 2 feet in the paint and get the basketball in some tight spaces because how clean she is with that dribble. And I think her size, with the added height from the last time we saw her, has helped her finish around the basket.
You're 100% right. I didn't really recognize her at first because she'd gotten a little bit taller. But she controls that dribble so well, and she does that little hesitation and gets you relaxed, and then boom, she's by you. And you got to be careful of that because she can hit that runner, she can pull up and shoot the jumper, or she can take it all the way into the hoop. Great help defense so far by the Lady Vikings. Let's see if that continues in the second half.
How do you keep the energy going? You got to come out and get off to a quick start. You can't allow Ravenswood to crawl back into this thing. They're going to want to be at 10 or under to begin the fourth quarter. You have to come out. Really good teams start and finish quarters well.
You know, we talked about it last night. I think the guys were up 9 points at halftime, and we said the first few minutes of this third quarter is going to, and we just exploded on Lincoln County and put that game away. The Lady Vikings can do the same thing here tonight with this 17-point lead. If they can come out and extend that and have a good run here to start the third period of play, they can nail this door shut, I believe.
And nobody's really in any foul trouble right now. Ratchford with 1, Adams with 1. Lady Vikings, Eastman has 2. Ryan yet to pick up a foul. Sophie yet to have a foul. Morgan Shanklin. So you're probably going to have the full complement of both of these rosters for the entirety of the second half.
I think you're right. Looking over there, Sophie's got a little blood on her. They're trying to get off her jersey. It's been an aggressive ball game out there. The Lady Vikings have stepped in and took some charges. They've been very physical on the boards. They've done a great job, and Ravenswood has too. They play physical. And so there's going to be some contact out there, and we've seen it thus far tonight.
All right, Jeff will step out. When we return, we'll have second half action here from the Health Center. Lady Vikings lead at 37-20. You've been listening to the Johnson Insurance Agency Halftime Report. C98 The Bull. Welcome back to the Health Center. Lady Vikings get a stop on defense. Can't convert in transition. Going the other way, a couple of misses there, point blank, tracked down by Aaron Ryan, and the Lady Vikings will inbound it under their own basket.
Get a little drop pass by Sophie into Abby. She just couldn't get it to fall.
Nichols, near corner, down to Eastman on the block, back to Nichols. Shot blocked, Macy Mosser. Fantastic defensive play that time.
That's a fake and a layup. She's been firing that three, and they're going to come out and contest her, that's for sure.
Try to run you off of that three-point line when you're shooting it like that. And Magoski a long three. That one's too strong. Tracked down by Morrison. Here comes Sophie in transition. All the way to the basket. Shot no good. Rebounded by Adams. Looks like there was some contact and
I tell
turnover.
you something that I noticed, especially in the girls, they don't come out early enough to get loose. They shoot about a minute and a half, and they didn't.
Yeah.
You know, you don't get your
Can't get a sweat
mo
going. Yeah.
No.
Inbound to Shanklin, off to Ryan. They started the game slow, finished the first quarter quick, and they appear to be starting the third quarter quick. Sophie got away with a travel there, out to Ryan. They'll reset it. 6:35. Clock turning. Shanklin left wing.
We talked about Mosser being strong inside, physical, and that's what we're seeing thus far.
She's playing some really good defense. She's athletic enough to move with Sophie and stay in front of her. She gets a screen from Eastman that time. Sophie steps to the left.
There's
Conley
another
parries
three. All you got to do is get free. Mosser got hung up on the screen. Great screen up top.
Got to get over that screen quickly on Sophie. She has 23. Little hook shot from Mosser won't go. Shanklin tracks it down and turn it over right back to the Lady Devils.
Aaron just couldn't get an angle. They had a defender there, and Shanklin was trying to throw it down toward the baseline. Aaron just couldn't get there. Good rebound, though, by Shanklin, not allowing a second attempt.
Having trouble getting the inbounds in. They get it in just in time. Under 6 minutes to go here in the third. Magoski, tough shot, and a block is called on Sophie. She'll get 2 shots. That was a bit of a bailout. She was a little out of control.
She's going to go right, Brian, for the most part. You know, Addie did a good job out there, but when she goes right, you just got to jump over there and push her the other way, make her go left and shoot that shot.
Free throw up and in. Magoski 11. Too good of a player to let her get points at the free throw line. That could get her going quickly. She's missed some shots here tonight that normally she makes. She makes both.
Plus it stops the clock.
Back to 18. Vikings lead it here as Aaron Ryan walks it across the timeline to our right. Abby turns around, fires back to Ryan. Deep three, too strong. And Eastman tries to track it down, but she can't come up with it. Out of bounds to the Lady Devils.
Aaron comes over, says something to Sophie. Sophie says, don't worry about it. It's just one shot.
Just give me a screen.
That's right. That's right. Give me another high screen.
Just give me a high screen. Here's Ratchford. A nice move in the paint. Shot won't go. Keeps it alive. Magoski with the board.
Sharon Ryan go in there and dig that out.
We talked last night about McVeigh being nicknamed the Bulldog. And that's Aaron Ryan. She just will not back down from anyone.
Gets out there and plays defense.
Mosser with it. Passes back out to Magoski. Has her pocket picked by Aaron Ryan. Now they're on the floor. Tie up. Lady Viking basketball.
Coach Kennedy trying to get a timeout as soon as Aaron got possession. But the Vikings will have possession. Great defensive stand there. A couple good defensive stops. And Ravenswood wants a timeout here, Brian.
30-second timeout. Coach Williams and the Lady Red Devils will keep it here. 40-22 the score. And slow start to the quarter, Jeff, thankfully for Lady Devils as well. Only 3-2 here in the third.
Like I said, neither team, I watched them come out and warm up, and I'm thinking they're shooting just foul shots. There's no movement. There's no jump shots being made, no layups being made. And you know, and then you come out and you're ice cold, basically, and that's a trend, I think, sometimes.
Yeah. And not a lot of substituting going on either way. Both teams, it will be really important to see who's can hang in there from a standpoint of not getting tired, not getting leg weary here late in the ball game.
Yeah, 5:01 here to go in the third period. Lady Vikings 40, Devils 22.
Ryan with Ratchford guarding her. Left-hand dribble. Whoops. Maybe got away with one there. Down to Shanklin. Blocked. Got her own rebound. Back out to Morrison. What an effort. Now Ryan for three. That's off the mark. Abby Eastman rebounds it. Sophie three. Won't go. Three looks at it.
Weren't set real good. Abby's just got to take that thing right up to the front of the rim.
Three. No good. That was Magoski. Nichols cleared that one. 40-22 your score. There's Morrison. Off to Ryan. She'll get a screen from Eastman. Rolls to the basket. Cross court to Nichols. She penetrates into the paint. Good defense by Mosser. She had a hand on top of that basketball and deflects it out of bounds.
Mosser's strong in there, Brian. You know, she's a good-looking defender out there and does a really good job.
Inbound to Shanklin. She'll drive it. Floater. A lot of contact. Late whistle. Morgan will find her way to the free throw line. That'll be Brooklyn Adams' third. Team's first here in the third period.
Set play there, and Shanklin took it in there strong. I was wondering if the whistle was going to blow it. I don't think it did till she hit the floor hard, but great drive by Morgan.
Shanklin, couple dribbles, looking to get to 10 points here tonight. First one off the mark. She has 8 so far. 40-22, your score remains. Exactly 4 minutes remaining here in the third. Second one on the way, in and out. Rebounded by Ratchford. There she comes quickly into the front court. Really nice, nifty move and can't finish. Out of there with it comes Magoski. Her shot won't go. Tracked down by Eastman. Sophie in transition, 2-on-1. Finds Morrison, overthrows her, out of bounds.
The youngin stood still. If she takes one step left, she's wide open for a shot, and that's where Sophie thought she was going to go. You can't think for your teammate, but she'll learn.
Only her 4th start of her young career for Addie Morrison. Coach Kennedy and Coach Allen both believe she has a high upside. Could be a really good point guard through the next couple of years. Here's Mosser. Off to Street. Pocket pick.
There she
by
is.
Morrison. Good steal by Morrison. And here comes Lady Vikings the other way, and they promptly turn
Aaron
it
had Sophie leaking out, saw her, and tried to throw it too quickly. Didn't get her hand behind the ball, and it goes out of bounds. Still 40-22. Seems like we've been stuck here for a while.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a slow start to this half, and thankfully for the Lady Vikings, has been for the Red Devils as well. Magoski turns it over.
Here comes Soph. She gets it up to Shanklin.
Pass ahead to Morgan. Shot blocked by Mosser and a whistle. Good defense by Mosser to get back and not give up the easy bucket and force Morgan to go to the free throw line and earn them.
You got to love that young lady. I mean, she just grins and plays and gets knocked down and goes in there and battles and gets to the foul line.
Missed the last two, missed that one. So 0 for 3 from the line tonight, and you can see Coach
Not getting any lift.
Coach Kennedy.
She gets her hand on the ball nice. She just got to bend her knees, get up on her toes.
Misses that one. Mosser tracks it down. 2:45 to go here in the third quarter. Ratchford, nice pass, shot up, no good. Rebounded by Eastman.
Here come the Lady Vikings.
Sophie into the front court, off to Ryan, under the basket, triple team, drops it off to Eastman. Eastman has it stolen by Mosser. Pass ahead to Magoski. She turns it over. Out of control here all of a sudden. Now Magoski knocks it away, but Ryan tracks it down, and Coach John Kennedy asks for a 30-second timeout as Aaron was trapped in the near corner here right in front of us. Right just across the mid-court stripe. 40-22, your score remains.
Still stuck on 3-2, aren't we, brother?
We've almost played 6 minutes in the quarter, and we've had 5 points scored, so it's been a slow start.
Both teams, you know what I've noticed for Lady Vikings, what they were doing in the first half on offense, they were really strong with the basketball. This half, not so much. They've had a lot of balls knocked out of their hands, putbacks, not faking, getting the Red Devils up in the air. So Coach Kennedy's just going to try to slow them down and remind them of what got them the 40-22 lead.
5 turnovers in the first half. They have 5 here in the third period you talked about.
And silly turnovers. I mean, you know, throwing it out of bounds on somebody leaking out, and not knowing that someone was coming up behind you. You got to talk. Just.
They inbound it to Shanklin between the circles. Off to Sophie, left wing, between the leg dribble. Good defense by Mosser. Back out to Ryan. Magoski draped all over Aaron. Ravenswood into this man-to-man. They play it very well. They're good defenders across the board, and they switch mostly everything. And then Abby is going to be called for the moving screen once again. That's her 3rd personal, so that's a big foul.
Yeah, that's questionable there.
It was a heads-up play to make it look like an offensive foul by the veteran guard cutting through there. Magoski shot blocked. Sophie with another block. She's going to get a run out. Off to Morrison. Layup, good.
Good assist there on the run out. Good hustle by Morrison to get another bucket.
Her first 2 of the night, 42-22. Finally got some more points on the board. Here's Ratchford, ball loose. Shanklin out of there with it.
And Aaron's done a good job of dropping, and when she hesitates, attacking, and she's knocked that ball out of her hands 2 or 3 times.
Nowhere to go with it. Morrison gets it on the outlet from Aaron Ryan. Mosser guarding her. Now Ryan, Ratchford on her. Double team. Out to Shanklin. Shanklin nearly traveled with it. Hands it back to Ryan.
Under a minute on the running clock.
Morrison. Cross court to Shanklin. Now to Eastman. Here's Ryan. 45 seconds. Lady Vikings can hold for the final shot. Aaron tries to penetrate baseline. Cut off. Back to Sophie. Goes to work on Ratchford. Back to Ryan. Little weave here at the top of the circle as they just try to melt clock. This is where I like to see the shot clock.
Yep.
Even though this favors us at this point, a lot of times when you do this, Jeff, it turns into a turnover because you're out of what you've been doing the whole game that got you to where you are. As Sophie will drive it.
She's got to shoot that. Got to shoot that when you get that deep. No angle to make that pass. I know you're trying to get Abby going a little bit, but that's a 3-footer you just got to put up on the glass.
That happens. You just attempt to melt all that clock away, and you get out of your rhythm and then turn the basketball over. So Ravens with a chance to slice into this lead. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Mosser 3, left wing, got it. They maybe need to get that young lady a few more shots as she's hit a couple of big ones at the end of quarters. Macy Mosser with 7. 42-25, Lady Vikings lead it into the third. We'll return 4th quarter action. After this, you are listening to Lady Viking basketball, brought to you by Nichols Graphics. we go to the final quarter of the ball game.
Okay, I want them to go back in that locker room and get the girls back in the uniforms that went in when they were at 37-20 at the half, because the same team didn't come out here to start the third quarter for some reason.
Got a chance, really, Jeff, to put their foot on their throat here and put them away early here in this fourth quarter. We'll see if they do it. Energy has just been lacking.
Yeah, we were looking for either one of these teams to come out in the third quarter and make a run, and neither one of them did.
We'll see if someone can do it here in the fourth. Ratchford across the timeline. Mosser with it, right wing. Big three at the end of the third for her. Magoski at the elbow, drives it in. Shot blocked by Sophie, rebounded by Eastman.
And Magoski tried to go left. She just couldn't do it.
There's Morrison in the corner. Back to Ryan. She'll back it out near the time stripe. Magoski guarding her at the elbow. Shanklin to Sophie. She lays it in. Second time they've ran that play tonight, and they've ran it beautifully.
Good cut, just good ball movement, great pass. Is that Morgan Shanklin with the assist?
Morgan Shanklin with the assist from the high post. 44-25, Ratchford drives it on Shanklin. Cut off, she'll turn, shoot the baseline jumper, no good. Shanklin pulls down the rebound. Sophie looking ahead, driving it, has it tapped away. Street comes out of there with it.
Yep, just got to slow it down here with the lead.
Mosser left alone, left wing. Three off the mark, rebounded by Magoski. Blocked again by Nichols. Eastman clears it.
We'll slow it down here a little bit, looks like, Brian.
Sophie's going to have a career high in blocks, Jeff. She has 5. As Kendall Butler will check in, will step out, full timeout. 44-25, Lady Vikings lead at 6:41 remaining in the ball game. You are listening to Lady Viking basketball on C98 The Bull. Welcome back to Ripley High School, 44-25, 6:41 to go in the ball game. And maybe settle it down a little bit, timeout there out of Coach John Kennedy. He wants to see his Lady Vikings come out and really take control of this ball game and get out of here with victory number 2 on the season.
Sophie's out of the lineup. Butler back in for the Vikings.
There's Shanklin with it, right wing. In the corner to Ryan. Mosser guarding her. Off to Eastman between the circles. Shanklin, back cut to Ryan, all the way to the basket. Shot blocked, but she's going to be fouled and get to the free throw line.
Good drive, good pass.
It's going to be on Ratchford, her second, team's first here in the fourth.
Aaron snuck right in there and got that back door. Went up strong, got the foul.
Free throw up and in. He has 8 here tonight.
Substitution.
Street out. New player in, 33. We still have yet to get her name on the roster. I apologize for that. As Aaron Ryan makes 2. She has 9 here tonight. Really don't like not knowing who's on the floor, Jeff.
Yeah.
I hate that. The young lady deserves the respect for it, and we just don't get the name. Shot up, no good. Rebounded by Eastman.
You know, the other thing is when they turn those into the SSAC, some white, their home uniforms may be 12, their aways may be 13. They need to put that in there too, so we can identify.
Like, honestly, could take maybe 10 minutes of your day to make sure that's correct and make sure the kids get the acknowledgement they deserve. But I digress. 5:25 to go in the ball game. 46-25 your score. Here's Butler with it. Off to Ryan, back to Eastman. 46-25. Shot clock. No shot clock.
Let's go!
Lady Vikings just content to dribble this one around the perimeter.
And Ravenswood content to just let them.
The way we've shot free
There's a
throws.
shot.
Shot from Shanklin, no good. The way we've shot free throws tonight, Jeff, I'd probably go ahead and try to get into the bonus and get us to the line.
And Ravenswood has struggled. Their shooters have not had good nights tonight. And
not a typical night for the Lady Devils, that's for sure.
Ryan gets another layup. Here's all the way.
She fakes the handoff, takes it all the way to the basket and lays it in. She's in double figures. 48-25 your score. This final score is going to be somewhat similar to what it was a year ago here at the Health Center. Here's a floater from McGoskey, in and out. She can't get anything to fall, Jeff. Just been one of those nights.
And they're playing a lot of minutes too, and you can tell the legs are getting a little weary out there, Brian. So
48-25, 4 minutes remaining in the ball game. Shanklin with it. Over to Ryan, left of the circle, back to Eastman. They run that little triangle V cut at the top of the circle. Morrison with it now at the right wing, picks up her dribble. McGoskey had her tied up. Kendall Butler with it, cross court to Ryan. Now Butler with it, left wing, back to Ryan. Ball's on the floor. Ryan digs it out, back to Butler. She drives it, shot blocked, she's fouled. And Kendall Butler will find herself at the free throw line. That is...
Kendall Butler's a good-looking athlete.
Yeah, Jeff, I really, really think she is going to be a very good player before her time is finished here at Ripley High School. Couple of dribbles, shot up, good.
She's looked good when it left the hand.
She's on the board. McGoskey out. Adams out. Street in, along with Meadows. So Kendall Butler makes both. She's in the scoring column. Sophie will check back in for her.
Happy for that youngster. Got in
doubt.
the game, did a good job, and got rewarded at the foul line.
Did exactly what was asked of her. Here's a three from the corner. Good.
Got lost in the shuffle. Didn't get out.
50-28. Lady Vikings lead at 3 minutes remaining in the ball game. Sophie with it. Off to Ryan. Back to Eastman, top circle. Ryan with it. Lane opened wide up. She just passed on it. Had a chance to take it to the basket. Sophie will not. She'll go all the way to the basket, take some contact, get herself to the free throw line. And then Aaron Ryan nearly knocked her down in the celebration.
Abby Easton does the things that nobody really sees. It doesn't get in the stat line. She gave that ball up and rolled to the basket, which got the defenders and gave Sophie an opportunity to drive it to the basket. Ravenswood trying to catch up, commits the foul. So you'd like to give Abby an assist on that.
She makes winning plays. That would be a hockey assist, I guess, maybe if we were playing hockey. Shot up and in. Nichols with 27. Butler back in for Aaron Ryan. 52-28. Nice drive to the basket and a good finish and some contact that wasn't called by Ratchford. She has 6 here tonight. Comes Shanklin into the front court, nearly over and back. Just before she crossed the time stripe. Here's Sophie. Passes off to Morgan. Morgan back to Morrison. Nichols, now Butler. Back to Ryan, or back to Eastman, excuse me. Nichols drives it. Shot is...
Butler right there.
Butler's going to be fouled. Sophie had the ball deflected by Ratchford. With 2 minutes remaining in the ball game, and Ratchford picks up her 3rd personal as Kendall Butler back to the free throw line. Gonna be home before the news comes on, right? Isn't that what you normally say?
Yeah. Get to see Mark Martin maybe tonight.
Butler misses the first.
If he does the early news, because it's my bedtime. Coach Kennedy clearing the bench a little bit.
Butler misses that one.
Got her own rebound, but she crossed the line.
So Eastman out, Jilly Butler in. And she's a player, Jeff, that I think the Lady Vikings have to get involved a little more if they want to end up where their plans have them before the year's over with.
You are 100% right. I really like it when you have Eastman and Jilly and Morgan, Aaron, and Sophie. That's a little bit bigger lineup, and you still got enough good ball handlers in there to get some matchup problems if a team tries to play you man-to-man.
So Lady Vikings will have it. Magoski will come into the game. Ratchford maybe took a shot in the face.
But Addie Morrison's going to be hard to get out of that starting lineup. She's played solid.
She does what is asked of her as Shanklin will bring it across the timeline to Butler, Jilly Butler on the wing, off to Nichols. Nichols looking for space. Stolen. Mosser, stolen back by Shanklin. Can't track it down. Lady Vikings turn it over.
So, good hustle there by Morgan again. She just doesn't give up on the play, and we've seen that tonight. Vikings by 22. And after that first quarter, Brian, they kind of made it very obvious what was going to happen here tonight. Good steal. Look at the athleticism there.
Great play by Kendall Butler. Street turns it over. Here's Shanklin across the timeline off to Jilly Butler. She'll dribble it out, hand it off to Morrison. Minute 10 remaining in the ball game, 52-30. So a 15-10 second half so far. It's been things have slowed down considerably.
Wouldn't have thought that, but this whole fourth quarter, the Lady Vikings have been very deliberate.
So a tie-up
with the basketball.
Foul on Magoski.
And that's going to be 2 free throws. No team fouls on the Lady Vikings here in the fourth quarter. That's odd, isn't it?
That is very odd. Doesn't happen often. I'm sure that will draw the ire of the Lady Devil faithful.
Another substitution for the Lady Vikings as Morgan Shanklin will go to the bench. Great game by the senior here tonight.
Sophie with 29, and she'll come out of the ball game.
Fisher into the ball game for the Lady Vikings. Tiffany, sophomore.
29 points, 2 assists, 6 rebounds for Sophie Nichols tonight. Crossover, Magoski long 2, in and out.
So she has just struggled in the second half. She's got some good looks.
Mosser tracks the rebound down. Street shot, no good. Jilly Butler drags down the board.
Butler showed her strength in there. She comes out there smiling. She doesn't back down from contact. She was double teamed underneath the basket. Just continued to fight for it. She gets fouled and going to get 2 free throws.
Fantastic softball player, too, Jeff.
Athlete.
Yep, she's a really, really good athlete. I would love to see her get a little more playing time. Free throw off the mark.
She had a good off season.
Just, you know, the new age front court players, Jeff, they're agile. They can move. They can dribble it. They can shoot it. Abby's like her. Jilly's like that. You know, they've just obviously Sophie Magoski's going to be fouled, and you'll get a wry cheer from the Red Devil faithful.
But
a standing ovation, actually.
Kendall Butler made a play there, though, Brian. I really like the athleticism I see out of her, and you know, when she learns, she's like some of these others. They don't know what they don't know yet.
Yep.
And when she gets it figured out through the practices and through the minutes that she should get in some of these games, she's going to be good. Look at this.
Great cut. Nice
What a pass.
off. Layup, no good. I think that was Bailey Hall, cleared by Meadows. Comes Street in transition. Shot up, no good. Fouled by Butler.
Tried to draw the charge with 12 seconds to go.
55-32. 12.5. Riley Street trying to get in the scoring column, and she does. Makes the first, 55-33. Lady Vikings lead it, 12.5 to go in this one. They're going to improve to 2-2 on the season. Get some much needed momentum. In and out. Rebounded by Butler. Jilly Butler, that is. Off to Morrison, 5 seconds. Jilly brings it across the timeline, 3 seconds. Off to Morrison. And they'll dribble it out. 55-33, your final score. Lady Vikings improved to 2-2 on the season. We'll return. Lady Viking head coach John Kennedy right after this on C98, The Bull.
We jumped out in the first quarter to about a 25-8 advantage. I kind of like it, Coach. A different team than what I saw just a couple nights ago.
Yes, sir. And we've been preaching in practice, you know, stay composed. There's going to be times where the shots just don't fall, and they didn't there in the third quarter a little bit. But you didn't see us forcing and rushing. They were still patient with their offense. They were getting ball reversals. We called some sets there after we got Ravenswood moving, got some easy buckets there, got rolling again a little bit. But what a good win here to open up the season at home.
Aaron Ryan was locked in tonight. That's the Aaron Ryan version that you need the rest of the year.
Absolutely. These girls have grown, and yeah, we had a little bit of a couple bumps in the road, you know, but they responded extremely well, and I'm proud of all the girls this evening,
and
JV and varsity. They played extremely well.
And the big thing, Coach, was in the third period when the shots weren't falling, the defense didn't drop off.
No, it didn't. Kept us right there, and they didn't cut that lead back. And I told the girls, and it's nice when you've got that core group, you got 5 seniors, and you say, I started to say, girls, what's the most important first one? And they said, first 4 minutes, Coach, we got it. We're going to lock in, and they did.
That was fun.
Coach, when you get 8 points, 5 boards, 2 assists, and a steal out of Morgan Shanklin, you're going to win a lot of games. She was outstanding tonight.
I thought that was one of the better games that I've ever seen that young lady play. She was doing things this evening that, you know, I've told her all the offseason, babe, you've got to step up and you've got to get out of that shell that you were in last year. You've got to think about, you know, putting the ball in the hole some for us. And she did, and it was awesome. And the girls just fed off of Morgan's success.
Oh, yeah, she's just so much fun out there on the floor. She's smiling when she falls down, she gets up laughing. When she gets a foul, she turns around and pulls her hands up. She doesn't pout. She just keeps playing the game. Into the game, loose ball. Sophie got a little tricky over there in the far corner. The ball, she's chasing it down.
Hustled the whole length of the court trying to go after it.
Coach,
gotta love it.
You did a great job on Hadley Magoski tonight. 4 of 19 from the floor. You knew you had to keep her from having a big night because she can score in bunches.
Absolutely, and she's had some huge nights in her career over here. She's a heck of a young lady, heck of a player. And I knew that if that young lady got going early, it's going to be a dog fight.
And she knocked down some shots, but
yep, we lost
she
her.
also had to guard, and she really got tired in the second half, and those shots just weren't going down.
Yeah, and she's got a nice step back. She's worked on her game in the offseason. Hats off to her. Ravenswood, they're going to win a bunch of ball games this year, guys. They really are, and we may see them down the state tournament again.
Well, I hope so. I just don't hope they win them against us, you know, so that's all right.
Coach, you got another one on Saturday, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes tournament down at West Virginia State. You play Pikeview. I know you haven't had much time to think about it, but you got a couple days off. Get your legs back, get ready to play Saturday afternoon.
Absolutely. I've got to reach out to some contacts and get some film coming to me tonight, first thing in the morning, to break that film down and keep this thing rolling, guys.
Let's do it.
What does this win do for your momentum heading that way?
It's huge, brother. I mean, to have the sluggish start we had, this just lifts everybody up, you know, and they keep believing in what we're preaching. And it's awesome. It was fun this evening, and these girls, they showed you there what they can do.
Thanks for saving some of your voice for us tonight.
A little bit. Appreciate you guys.
Enjoy it, Coach.
Thank you.
Congratulations as Coach John Kennedy gets the victory here tonight. Lady Vikings with a pretty impressive victory, and it got a little ho-hum in the second half. Both teams really came out of the locker room flat. Neither team could really get it going, but the damage had been done at that point. Lady Vikings had a big lead, and they managed to finish it off here this evening.
Yeah, and their defense was very good here tonight, holding Ravenswood to 33 points. They were able to turn the defense into the offense a little bit there, Brian, and get some nice looks early. They ran their offense very well, set a lot of good screens, made a lot of good cuts, kept moving, and as Coach said, a completely different team we saw out there tonight, and I like that team. I really like that team.
I like that Ravenswood team too, Jeff. I think Coach Kennedy's right. They're going to be a tough out in Class Single A. They're going to win a lot of games, and they'll probably find themselves back on the Civic Center in March.
If they shot the ball like we've seen them shoot the ball in the past, this would have been a much closer ball game because they had some good looks. They just weren't going down.
Jeff will wrap it up here tonight. Lady Vikings improved to 2-2 with a 55-33 victory over the Lady Devils. Our schedule is a little bit fluid right now. I know we're scheduled to be on the air Saturday as the Vikings will be down at the FCA Challenge. I'm not sure that one is going to be on, so just stick with us. We'll try to keep you updated on the next Viking broadcast here on C98 The Bull. We want to say thanks to all of our sponsors all season long of Viking basketball. Special thanks to Nichols Graphics for sponsorship of tonight's game, Lady Viking Hoops. They will be the title sponsor for a few more games throughout the season, so we thank the Nichols family for being a part of that here this evening. We say thanks to Rick Shannon, our station manager, and Linda Nichols back at Viking Control tonight. First night with her. Great work tonight, Linda. We look forward to more Viking wins with you on the board here in the future. Jeff, it's been good to be with you, man. Have a couple good nights off here.
All right, brother. You too.
For Jeff Waybert, I'm Brian Johnson. Thanks so much for listening. Have a great night. God bless.